The Civil War, September 1984. 3 months since I returned to Sri Lanka with an American college degree. The Civil War has spilled beyond the northern province. Metal gates to my parents' house still bear the dents of rock-throwing mobs. There are axe marks on the wooden doors. New plaster hides a ceiling charred by a burning tire. Embattled elsewhere, I relive the horror of July 1983 through my siblings' eyes. It is difficult to articulate the deep loss within, the negation of familiar fictions, the awareness that exile in one's own country is even less bearable than at a distance. It is a loss compounded by my family's fear. February 1985. Carrying the national ID card is mandatory. It will protect me from arbitrary arrest, they say. But the civil war has spilled beyond the northern province. Authorities have collapsed many identities into a Tamil last name. The card does not attest that I am also Sinhalese, speak no Tamil, and dream in English. It is silent on conflicting loyalties and the struggle to recover myself from colonialisms. I am reduced to someone else's definition, terrorized into keeping boundaries I neither constructed nor consented to. December 1985. Exile, 4 months in North America. White graduate classmates are puzzled that a 20th century South Asian might share the experiences of a medieval Jew. Their imagination stops at my brown skin. There has always been a civil war beyond the northern province. Those at risk cannot afford ignorance. I have learned to recognize the languages of domination and gather a community of resistance for a dangerous journey towards necessary transformations.
எல்லாவற்றையும் மறந்து விடலாம். எல்லாவற்றையும் மறந்து விடலாம். இந்த பாழும் உயிரை அனாதரவாக இழப்பதை வெறுத்து காலி வீதியில் தெருவும் ஒரு கணப்பொறியில் தெரித்த நம்பிக்கையோடு காலி வீதியில் திசைகளோடு இதயமும் குலுங்க விரைந்த போது கவிழ்க்கப்பட்டு வெளியே திரிந்த காரோடு ஆகாயத்திற்கும் பூமிக்கும் இடையில் எங்கோ ஒரு புள்ளியில் நிலைத்த கிளியொன்று வெளியே இல்லாமல் வெளியின் குழிக்குள் குருதி உறைந்திருந்ததை டிக்மெண்ட் ரோட்டில் தலை கருப்பு பறவை ரத்த சிவப்பில் விளந்து கிடந்த 6 மனிதர்கள் தீயில் கருக தவறி ஒரு சேலை துணை இழந்து மணிக்கூடும் இல்லாமல் தனித்து போய் கிடந்த ஒரு இடது கையை எரிந்து கொண்டிருக்கும் வீட்டிலிருந்து தொட்டில் ஒன்றை சுமக்க முடியாமல் சுமந்து சென்ற ஒரு சிங்கள கர்ப்பிணி பெண்ணை எல்லாவற்றையுமே மறந்துவிடலாம். ஆனால் உன் குழந்தைகளை ஒழித்து வைத்த தேயிலை செடிகளின் மீது முகில்களும் இறங்கி மறைத்த அந்த பின்மாலையில் நீண்ட நாட்களுக்கு பிறகு கிடைத்த கொஞ்ச அரிசியை பானையிலிட்டு சோறு பொங்கும் என்று ஒளிந்தபடி காத்திருந்த போது பிடுங்கி எறிவட்ட என் பெண்ணே, உடைந்த பானையையும் நிலத்தில் சிதறி உலர்ந்த சோற்றையும் நான் எப்படி மறக்க
In lockdown. There's nothing to it, really. It's only day 351 of being truly alone, day 1650 or 1860 of wearing masks that are never really thrown away, and the bits of you under my nails stay unwashed by anything. isolation is a laugh. 2. Time moves across this wall in shadows, in a parade of ants, in stains shaped like dying animals, in 27 charcoal fingerprints, in peeling patches of age, creating maps of no place I've been. Tomorrow, we will observe ceilings. 21. In memory of 21st April 2018, Colombo. We trudge heavily through this daylight darkness, nodding half-heartedly at blackened people, dropping charred words onto burned hearts, watching greyly how the unalive bury their dead.
ආයුබෝවන් උතුරටත් දකුණටත් යුද උල්පත් මවන පාලක කැනිහිලුන් නසබඩ දිවිපිදූ යාපන පුස්තකාලය නුඹට මලගම් ලියූ උන් මෙලොව නැතුවාය යහතින් කිසිවෙකුත් නොවැසුව නඩුවකට තීන්දුව තිලින කොට ඇත සොබාදම් විනිසුරු තැන අවදියෙන් ඉනුමැන යලිදුවොයි සෙවණැලි පුනරාගමනය නොවන්නට මනු දහම ලියවුණු පොත්පත් තිරු තුලට කැවිය යුතුයමය කළු කුහර ගහන වූ ඉතිහාසය යලි යලිත් සිදු නොවිය යුතු රහස
In one point in time, the only fresh air that ever existed came from the balcony behind the Fox's room in hometown Rajgir. It had a stellar view, his balcony, with oddly arranged roofs of overly modest houses peppering the dark green marshes and dull flora overlooking the capital Corte. And in the near distance, bright lights from the tall pillars of success stories, lucky perseverance, and executive tricksters looked down at us sprats, swimming pathetically in a pond overpopulated with too many a fish bigger than us, feeding on their leftovers like the unfortunate beggars that we are. Here, some of us were still hopeful, for when the frying pan lights on, we'll get our chance to watch the big fish sear. Matara Bat Kale, lunchtime fantasy. But for now, we are just stargazing, or cloud gazing, depending on the hour. Thankful that the sun and moon both bless the land on all ends of prosperity in our young town, Rajgir.
மனோன்மணி அக்கா சின்ன மனுஷி புருஷன் கார்த்தியேசு நல்ல உயரம் சின்ன பொடிகளாகி எங்களுக்கு இவ்வேற்றுமை விசித்திரமாகப்பட்டது பிள்ளை ஒட்டு கிடையாது ஆனால் அதே போல ஒற்றுமையான தம்பதியை பார்க்கலாம் இந்த சின்ன மனமணி அக்கா இப்படி 6 நாளாக அன்னந்தண்ணி இல்லாமல் கந்த சட்டி பிடிக்கிறார் என்று நான் வியந்ததுண்டு சொல்ல வந்தது அது வெல்ல மனோன்மணி அக்காவுக்கு ஒரு நாள் பூரான் கடிச்சு போட்டு பரியாரியார் ஒரு கை மருந்து சொன்னார் பல்லு விழாத பாலகன்ற சிறுநீர் பருகவான் எனக்கு அப்போ 7 வயது பல்லு விளையில்லை கையில் ஒரு கிண்ணியோட மனோன்மணி அக்கா பல்லை காட்டியபடி இங்கே வாராசா கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் நான் பார்க்கல கொஞ்சம் நான் வீட்டை சுற்றி ஓடி திரிகிறேன் வெட்கத்தில். அவள் கேட்டதை நான் கொடுக்கலையே என்ற மன வருத்தம் இன்னமும் எனக்கு இருக்கு. மருந்துக்கும் மூத்திரம் பெய்யான் என்ற பழமொழி என்னோடு தான் வழங்கலாயிற்று.
නිත්‍යකලා නුඹේ ලියුම කඳුළු වැලක් වාගේ මට. ඒ මගේම කඳුළු නොවෙද ඒ ලුණු රස. කිරිමවකගේ ඇඳිවත බඳු කිලිටි අහස් උකුලේ නිදන දියවක සඳ කවදා වියපත් වේවිද තුරුල්ලේම මිය යාවිද රත්තරනේ මට හරියට බෑ කියන්න. මහ කරුණා සෙවණැල්ලේ සිරිමාබෝ වැලි මළුවේ මරු වැල පෑගී වැටුණා මගේ අම්මා. නෙළුම් මල් අතින් අරගෙන නලල් තල ඇඳිලි බැඳගෙන. පිච්ච මල් සුවඳ වියැකෙන තල් ගස යට ඈ නිදි කරවා තබන්න එන්නද මම. නිත්‍යකලා කියන්න මට. මව් නැති අපි දෙදෙන දෙතැන. කඳුලින් කඳුලැලි සෝදන නිත්‍යකලා නුඹ සහ මම.
Circled by Circe. After 20 years muzzled in North London, you tell me over a cup of treasured Tangana tea, you have decided you must now go back. Back home to that repository of such complicated images to find a less constricting mask, an unthrottle, an old lion in your throat. You kneel before a temporarily placed music center. As the record spins, I listen and try to understand how you imagine your future will unravel from such a private past. You have been heading for this announcement over many years. Each time we met, your conversation grew more spiced, with images of gold sand, tamarind trees, the cacophony of traffic, lorries, cars, bullock carts, bicycles, rising out of the deep roar of the sea, soothing life in a Vellavatta boarding house. Have you found in Old Gaul Road a histogram for the poetics of development, a place for the dry knowledge you extracted from that heap of economics textbooks? How quickly they invaded those bookshelves that once encased armloads of dog-eared poetry and far-flung magic histories. For 20 years you dug your heels and watched the catkins' obstinate return. You inscribed Keats, Marx, Pathmanathan on every inch of your eclectic skin to come finally to such disillusion. Now you say you must measure your roots and distance yourself from an increasingly hostile climate. It seems you must exchange one mirror image for its reverse. Confound exile and pin your hopes on a fragile memory of things as they might have been.